We have a question from my brother. Brother June. Can I have your attention, please? Brother June. Salas. I wish to give your attention. And your question is about before Abraham was alive. Right? Who is the one speaking? Is it Christ or the Father?
Yeshua.
Yeshua, Jesus Christ, right? It can be another subject, whether it should be like the name of Jesus or Christ. Okay. Before Abraham was I am. Brother Freddy said there are two applications. I'm going to write down a terminology for that application. One application is logos. Logos. The other is theophany. These two words are somewhat twins of each other by definition. Logos is what's written in John 1. Theophany, I don't know where it's written in the Bible, but God manifested Himself. God's manifestation. Now I use these two words to represent what I am is. First, this is easier because everyone knows this. There are several scriptures for that. Simplest to explain. It was God speaking through the Son. Through the Son. God using the lips of His Son. Before Abraham was, God was already there. It was the I am, the one He met, the one He talked to. It was God the Father Himself speaking through the Son, using the lips of the Son. We have scriptures for that? Many. We don't have to enumerate all of that. One of them is John 14:10. The other one, Brother Freddy, John 12:48, 49. So, Christ can speak the exact words of God because God was the one speaking through His lips.
Amen.
Okay. Being a spokesman of God. Now, let me add something else. You quoted Deuteronomy 18. My words are put in Him. I agree. It could be doctrines, but it could also be prophecy. So, it could be a direct theophany. It could be the prophet speaking in the third person of God. The angels do that. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Wait, you speak in the third person of God, that's how the Melchizedek spoke. You mention God in the third person. The angel can speak of God in the third person. The prophet can speak of God in the third person. If you read Isaiah 48:16, the verse they use for Trinity, it's because of, in reference to God in the third person. And that's how they put out a Trinity there. Now let's go to Logos. This is harder to explain. Much lengthy to explain. Logos talks about the Son. Now we're not against that Logos to talk about the Father Himself, but that's how the oneness thinking would go. When I was in Fernando, Raymond Jackson, in his contender, thought, even in the state, I heard, John 1:1, John 1:2, 3, because the Father alone. All things were made by Him, the Father. So, now let's talk about the Son. You cannot have the Logos without the Son. Let's go to John 1:3. When Brother Jim was here, I believe another person was here, but you know Marvin, he explained that John 1:3 is not supposed to be by or through, because it could come out that the Son is not directly the Creator. But I'm going to use that. That by. I forgot in Greek what was that? Media? Dia. Okay. Reason. Not reason.
Instrument.
True.
True.
Instrument. Okay. This is a preposition. So, he was going against that. No, that's not our subject. Our subject here is the existence of the sun. You use by because it's not directly the creator, it's not directly the subject anymore. He was referring to an indirect object. Am I correct? Not the direct object, an indirect object. An object of the preposition. To get you an idea, let's open up Ephesians chapter 3, verse 9. King James, could you open up? Notice the sentence. So let's go to grammar. Everyone could please read alongside with me.
And to make
Make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery free from the beginning of the world that been hid in God's stop. Okay? That's the subject. Then there's this sentence, this, what do you call this? I forgot this term. This sentence that is a dangling from another sentence. Who created all things?
By
Who's that who?
God.
God. Now, where does Jesus Christ fit in? By. See, he was not a direct creator. He was the basis of creation. Whether another God, another co-equal God, another co-equal person, or as the Logos. As the Logos. So, now we have an idea now what is in John 1:3. What is in Colossians 1:16? By Him and for Him. Do you know the Tagalog version of Colossians 1:16 is very good? Let me quote. Sapagkat sa Kanya nilalang. It was created for Him. He's not the direct creator. Now, having that thought, let's go to John 8:56 or 57. Before Abraham was I am. Let's talk about the Logos. Christ, speaking of Himself, He's not speaking of in behalf of God. He's speaking of Himself. How can Christ be the I am as Logos? It's similar to what John the Baptist said. Please open up. John chapter 1, verse 30. I hope you will take note of this. This is very important. In the Tagalog version, the translation is lost. I'll tell you why. In John 1:30, after me cometh a man which is preferred before me. Do you know what the Tagalog version is?
Yes.
Go. You're interpreting it. I'm talking of Tagalog Bible we have right now.
Inalaga.
No. You make your own Bible. You compete with the person.
Anong word?
It's like this. This is the example. Open up your Tagalog Bibles.
Anong version per word?
Siya ay una sa akin sapagkat siya ay una sa akin. You know something? Siya ay una sa akin sapagkat siya ay una sa akin. Isn't it redundant? Here in English, it's not redundant. He was before me. Siya ay una sa akin. But the other side, he which is preferred before me. Something was lost. That's why when you said PD, you're trying to make it accurate. Such as you have to bow down.
Yun naman ang tamang pala.
Yes, I know, but we're talking about what's the Tagalog translation we have. We don't have a Tagalog translation that says PD. What we have there in the King James, and in the Greek, it's ginomai. It's something being done. So it's not just accidentally, siya una sa akin sa pagkakasya. Siya'y pinili una sa akin. Ginumay before me. Preferred before me. Made before me. So what is that? Someone chose Christ before John. Because John was sent from God. John chapter 1 verse 6. There was a man sent from God. Jesus Christ. John. If John was sent from God, was he there among the persons of the Godhead? No. He was in the Logos. Like Paul said in Galatians, before he was born, he was predestined to be an apostle, made by God. Even from the womb, chosen to be an apostle. So John was chosen also by God. But there was someone chosen before John, which the priority is much higher than John. The importance is much higher than John. The significance is much higher than John. And John was only sent to prepare the way for him. So, understand this thought. So now, when Christ was speaking of himself before Abraham was I am, before even the father Abraham, he was earlier in preference of God than Abraham. You understand preference?
Before.
He is higher than Abraham. He is higher than David. Than all the previous patriarchs. Because before the foundation of the world, he was the reason God created.
Amen.
He is the firstborn in the image of God. When you say image of God, it will happen when he resurrects from the dead and will be placed as the head of all creation. You see the mystery there? Christ speaking, the I am, he was before Abraham. Even before Abraham, he was already preferred. This takes much longer to explain. But the revelation gets better. You see the duality. I'm going to show you some duality. When you read every statement about God, or about the Son, they both can go hand in hand. They could be a theophany. They could be a logos. So, we have that explanation in 1 John. You have fellowship with the Father, you also have fellowship with the Son. If you truly have the fellowship with the Father, when you came to have the Father, rejected the Son. They really didn't have the fellowship with the Father. If you really had the Son, some claim they follow the Son, then you also would have the Father. Then you need to understand the relationship between the two. Okay? So, we're not going to go much farther now. I'm just going to explain Logos and Theophany are a dual application of many verses in the scriptures that talks about his statement. He could speak directly as God speaks to him, but those statements could also be used for him as the Logos of God in the beginning for him. I'm going to give one last verse for this. John 17:5. Brother Freddy, John 17:5. Your favorite verse. Did Christ receive the glory in the past? Or he have not yet received the glory in the past? He said a while ago, glorify me again. It's another scripture for that. But John 17:5 does not say glorify me again. But many Trinitarians and oneness would interpret again. Because Christ already received the glory in the past. Glorify now me, though me with thine own knowledge, the glory I had with thee before the world was. Before the world was, they explain. This is how they explain that. He already received the glory.
Yes.
In reality, literally. But when the time comes for his crucifixion, nearing his crucifixion, he's asking for that glory again. No. The glory he was talking before the world was. It was the glory before the foundation of the world. The glory that the Lamb will be slain before the foundation of the world. Before every speck of dust of the universe was ever created, before any singular angel in heaven was created, he was already there as what? The Logos of God. What is the Logos? The Word of God. Do not make it out any more than what was created Word. Take it as it is. God had His Word within Himself. And he expressed that word. That word was about his son, Jesus Christ. Now, let's open up 1 Peter 1:11. I'm going to show you the word. It is the foreordination, the predestination. Ito na talaga. What God had ordained things to take place, and it's about Jesus Christ. Here, search for one more time of Spirit of Christ which in them did signify when you testify beforehand. Take note. Testify beforehand what? Sufferings of Christ. Did Christ suffer the past?
No.
No?
Was Christ crucified before creation?
No?
But in the Logos of God, it's past tense. It's finished product.
Revelation 13:8.
Since it is a finished product, then there is a testimony beforehand. The testimony beforehand is John 75. The glory. What kind of glory?
Glory of
It's
resurrection.
not a glory of His miraculous power to heal the sick. It's His glory of resurrecting from the dead. The glory of resurrection. There was the suffering and the glory that should follow. That glory is not same to other kinds of glories of what Pentecostals like to walk themselves along. That glory is the glory of overcoming the death, pain of death, and being resurrected as an overcomer. That kind of glory did not take place in the past because Christ was not yet crucified. But there was already a testimony beforehand.
Amen.
That includes the evening before he comes. Not just he himself being chosen, but the suffering that he would endure so that he would be the firstborn of the dead. He would be the beginning of the creation of God. God bless you, brother. We are lucky to be here.